Welcome back to the United News, your ultimate destination for Manchester United transfer news and analysis. I'm your host, and today we have absolutely explosive updates that will change everything you thought you knew about United's summer transfer strategy. Right now, as I speak to you, Manchester United are facing their most crucial transfer decisions in years. The clock is literally ticking, deals are falling through, and new opportunities are emerging faster than ever before. This is not just another transfer update. This is the story of how United's entire attacking future hangs in the balance. Let me paint you the picture of what's happening at Old Trafford right now. Victor Osimhen, the striker many of you have been begging for, is officially off the table. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano has made it crystal clear why this dream signing was never going to happen, and the reason will shock you. Meanwhile, Victor Gyökeres, the man who worked magic under Ruben Amorim at Sporting, has just slipped through United's fingers in the most frustrating way possible. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. United have exactly 7 days, I repeat, 7 days, to make a decision that could define their entire season. Moise Kean's release clause expires on July 15th, and after that date, a £45 million bargain could turn into a £70 million nightmare. The pressure is mounting, the board is stressed, and time is running out fast. And that's not even the biggest story. Bryan Mbeumo, the player Ruben Amorim desperately wants to complete his attacking revolution, is reportedly getting angrier by the day as his dream move to United hangs by a thread. Brentford are playing absolute hardball. United have already seen 2 bids rejected, and now other clubs are circling like vultures. But wait, there's more. United have been offered 3 Premier League strikers with a combined 290 goals between them, all available on free transfers. Jamie Vardy, Callum Wilson, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin are all on the table, but should United take the safe option or gamble on their priority targets? Today, I'm going to break down every single detail of United's transfer chaos. We'll reveal exactly why Fabrizio Romano says Osimhen was never realistic, why Gyökeres chose Arsenal over his former manager, and most importantly, what United's next move should be with their remaining targets. This is information you won't find anywhere else, with insider details on United's budget, their backup plans, and the real reasons why deals are taking so long. Whether you're Team Kean, Team Mbeumo, or think United should go for the free agents, this video will give you everything you need to know about the most important transfer window in recent United history. So make sure you're subscribed to the United News, hit that notification bell, and let's dive into the transfer madness that's about to reshape Manchester United's future. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the next 7 days could make or break United's entire season. Let's get started. Why Manchester United won't sign Victor Osimhen, the real story behind our striker search. Hello United fans. I know many of you have been asking the same question over and over again. When will we finally sign a proper striker? Well, today I have some important updates that will clear up a lot of confusion about our transfer plans this summer. You've probably seen Victor Osimhen's name linked with Manchester United countless times over the past few months. The Nigerian striker has been one of the hottest topics in the transfer market, and many of us hoped he might be the answer to our striker problems. But here's the thing. It's not going to happen, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. The Osimhen situation, what really happened? Let me start with the biggest news that's been making waves in the transfer world. Victor Osimhen will not be joining Manchester United. This isn't just speculation anymore. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has made it crystal clear why this deal was never going to work out. The main reason? Money. Plain and simple. Osimhen has been earning massive wages at his current club, and he wasn't willing to take a pay cut to join United. Think about it. Would you accept a lower salary to change jobs? Probably not. That's exactly what happened here. United approached the situation logically, looking at their wage structure and what they could afford, but Osimhen's demands were just too high. Romano explained that United and other English clubs wanted Osimhen to reduce his salary request, but the player was never interested in doing that. This created a deadlock that couldn't be broken. It's actually quite refreshing to see United being sensible about wages instead of just throwing money at every problem like they did in the past. Where is Osimhen going then? So if Osimhen isn't coming to Old Trafford, where is he heading? The answer might surprise you. He's staying at Galatasaray, the Turkish club where he spent last season on loan. This isn't just a rumor. Osimhen has already agreed personal terms with Galatasaray until 2028, with an option for another year until 2029. The player genuinely enjoyed his time in Turkey and wants to continue there. Sometimes football isn't just about the biggest name or the most money, it's about being happy and comfortable. But here's where it gets interesting. Galatasaray still need to agree on a fee with Napoli, who currently own Osimhen's contract. The Turkish club have already made 2 bids that were rejected. Their first offer was €50 million plus €5 million in add-ons. Their second bid was €60 million straight up. Both were turned down. Napoli are holding out for the full €75 million release clause in Osimhen's contract. They're trying to use interest from Al Hilal, the Saudi Arabian club, to push up the price. But here's the key point: Osimhen has already made his choice. He wants Galatasaray, not Al Hilal. This gives the Turkish club some leverage in negotiations. What about Viktor Gyökeres? Now, let's talk about another striker who's been heavily linked with United, Viktor Gyökeres. Many United fans got excited about this potential signing because Gyökeres worked with our manager Ruben Amorim at Sporting CP. The connection was obvious, and it seemed like a perfect fit. Unfortunately, this deal isn't happening either. Gyökeres has decided to give priority to Arsenal instead. The Gunners have already agreed personal terms with the Swedish striker, and they're now working on finalizing the transfer fee and deal structure with Sporting CP. This is disappointing for United fans who hope to see Amorim reunite with his former striker. But it shows that even having a good relationship with a manager isn't always enough to secure a transfer. Arsenal moved faster and made a more attractive offer. The 3 free agents United could sign. Here's where things get more interesting for United fans. The club has been offered 3 strikers who are available on free transfers this summer. These players are Jamie Vardy, Callum Wilson, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Let's talk about each of these options. Jamie Vardy is a proven Premier League goalscorer who won the title with Leicester City. He's got experience and knows how to find the back of the net. However, he's 38 years old now, which means he might only be a short-term solution. The question is, do we want an aging striker when we're trying to build for the future? Callum Wilson has been a consistent performer for Newcastle United when he's been fit. The problem with Wilson is his injury record. He's missed a lot of games over the past few seasons due to various injuries. Can United rely on a striker who might spend half the season on the treatment table? Dominic Calvert-Lewin is the youngest of the 3 at 28 years old. He's had some good seasons with Everton and has been called up for England. But his form has been inconsistent, and he's also had injury problems. Would he be able to handle the pressure of playing for Manchester United? The interesting thing is that United aren't rushing to sign any of these 3 players. They're taking their time and considering their options carefully. This suggests that the club has other targets in mind and doesn't want to make a panic signing just because these players are available for free. United's real transfer targets. So who is United actually targeting? According to reports, the club is looking at 3 main strikers: Moise Kean from Fiorentina, Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa, and Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt. Moise Kean is probably the most urgent target because his release clause expires in just 1 week from now. If United want to sign him, they need to act fast. Kean is 25 years old and has been performing well in Serie A. He's got pace, physicality, and knows how to score goals. The Italian striker could be a good fit for Amorim's system. Ollie Watkins is another interesting option. The England striker has been excellent for Aston Villa and proved he can score goals in the Premier League. He's 29 years old, so he's in his prime years. The only problem is that Villa probably won't sell him cheaply, and he's happy at his current club. Hugo Ekitike is perhaps the most unknown quantity to many United fans. The French striker has been doing well in Germany with Eintracht Frankfurt. He's only 22 years old, which means he has plenty of room to develop. Could he be the long-term solution United are looking for? What does this mean for United's attack? Let's step back and think about what all this means for United's attacking plans. Manager Ruben Amorim wants to set up with a completely new front line next season. The plan is to have Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo playing behind a lone striker. This formation requires a specific type of striker, someone who can hold up the ball, bring others into play, and finish chances when they come. The striker needs to be comfortable playing with his back to goal and linking up with the attacking midfielders behind him. When you think about it this way, some of the targets make more sense. Keane and Watkins are both good at holding up the ball and creating chances for others. Ekitike is more of a traditional finisher but has the physical attributes to play as a lone striker. The free agent options are less clear fits for this system. Vardy is more of a poacher who thrives on getting in behind defenders. Wilson and Calvert-Lewin could work, but they're not necessarily perfect matches for what Amorim wants to do. The bigger picture, United's transfer strategy. What's interesting about United's approach this summer is how methodical they're being. In previous years, the club might have panicked and overpaid for a big name just to satisfy fans. But now they seem to be sticking to their budget and their plan. The fact that they walked away from Osimhen because of his wage demands shows they're thinking long-term. They don't want to create wage problems that could affect future signings. This is smart management, even if it's frustrating for fans who want to see big signings. The club is also being patient with their targets. They're not rushing into deals just because other players are available. They have a clear idea of what they want and they're willing to wait for the right opportunity. What should United fans expect? So what should we expect in the coming weeks? First, keep an eye on the Moise Kean situation. If United are serious about him, they need to trigger his release clause soon. This could be the first major signing of the summer. Don't expect any movement on the free agents unless United's other targets fall through. The club clearly has priorities and they're sticking to them. Also, don't be surprised if United look at other strikers who aren't on the current list. The transfer market is always changing and new opportunities could emerge. The most important thing is that United get the right player, not just any player. We've seen too many expensive mistakes in recent years. If being patient and selective means we get a striker who actually fits our system, then it's worth the wait. Final thoughts. The striker search continues, but at least we now have a clearer picture of what's happening. Osimhen was never really an option because of his wage demands. Gyökeres chose Arsenal over United. The free agents are backup options at best. But this isn't necessarily bad news. United are being smart about their transfers and focusing on players who fit their system and budget. Keane, Watkins, and Ekitike are all good options who could improve our attack. The key is patience. United fans have waited years for the right striker, and a few more weeks won't hurt if it means getting the right player. Trust the process, support the team, and let's see what happens in the coming weeks. Remember, transfer windows are always unpredictable. Things can change quickly, and the player we end up signing might not even be on our radar right now. What matters is that United are being professional and strategic in their approach. Keep checking back for more updates as the situation develops. The striker search is far from over, and there's plenty more to come in what promises to be an exciting summer for Manchester United fans.